let's talk about today's writing topic. So the topic which we are going to discuss today is, today people are surrounded by advertising. Surrounded by advertising means wherever people go, they cannot escape themselves from advertisement. Whether they are in the market, so they can see all the billboards and hoardings around them. If you read the newspaper, you can see the advertisement in the newspaper. If you are playing in your mobile phone, you might come across many advertisement in your mobile phone. So wherever you are, advertisements will always be there. Okay, so this is what a statement they have given, that people are surrounded by advertisement. This is a fact and we need to admit it. Now the question statement is, this affects what people think is important, means the people's viewpoint towards life is getting changed, and their priorities are getting changed, and at the same time it has a negative impact on people's life. So altogether the first statement is a fact, a reality that you must admit, and they are not going to ask agree or disagree about it. If the question says, to what extent do you agree or disagree? So to what extent, when your opinion is being asked, when your opinion is being requested, you need to give your opinion for the second statement, whether this advertisement has a negative impact on people's life and on their viewpoint or not. Okay, so this is to what extent. So obviously I would say I partially agree. I partially agree means yes, advertisement is casting a negative impact on people's life and their opinion, but at the same time we cannot deny, we cannot say no to the positive impact of advertisements. Clear? So the topic is clear. The first statement, don't get confused, because I have seen many of the students when they read this question, to what extent do you agree or disagree, so they start agreeing with the first statement and they say that okay, advertisements are everywhere, and also they keep explaining it. So later on you might realize that the question that they were asking is not this one, it's related to the second statement, and this happens every time. So be aware about it, right? Now the first point that I am taking into the agree means I say that yes, it has negative impact. What are the negative impact it has on people's thinking, their mindset, their life? First is commercials. Commercials means advertisements. So commercials have become ubiquitous. So when I say it has become ubiquitous or omnipresent, so ubiquitous and omnipresent, both of these words means seen everywhere, seen all around. So as this first statement says, people are surrounded by advertisement, this is what this sentence says, that advertisements are available everywhere. So instead of asking everywhere, you would better say they are ubiquitous or omnipresent. Okay, so it becomes next to impossible for people to escape from its effect. So these advertisements basically they persuade people for impulsive shopping. Persuade people means when you try to convince someone, when people get under your influence. So getting under the influence of something or someone, that is persuade. So it persuade people for impulsive shopping. Impulsive means thoughtless. You don't have a second thought. You don't think whether you really need this product or not, but you find the effect of it so strong that you'll straight away buy it immediately. Might be if you are watching it online, you just click on that shop now button and the order is done. Okay, so this is what is happening. Okay, so this is the first point, first negative point of it. Second is people become extravagant these days. Extravagant means spendthrift. So extravagant and spendthrift means they spend a lot of money without thinking. So they might be having a lot of money, and even if they don't have it, they have this option of purchasing the product on EMI. So they'll just pay little amount of money every month and the product become theirs. So people become extravagant or spendthrift and expend significant part. So when you say spend money, instead of spend money, you would say expend. So expend is another word of spend. So they expend money, and that too again a lot of money. A lot of money means significant part of their salaries. Significant part means a lot of their salaries. A major portion of their salaries they spend recklessly they spend carelessly, they spend without having a second thought once they watch these advertisements. Okay, so they spend significant part of their salaries on purchasing things, and later on what happened when they spend a major part, a lion's share of their salaries on purchasing something which they actually don't need. So at the end of the month they will be in rainy days. Rainy days means tough days, difficult time. So obviously they'll fall short of money and they'll be in difficult time. Okay, so third we have is when people come across these advertisements. Let's say I'm working on laptop, I'm working on some kind of project and all of a sudden I'll get a pop-up in my laptop for some kind of sale, 50% off, 60% off. So this is, these kind of advertisements, they are always deviating. Okay, so they deviate, they distract people from the mainstream of their work. So whatever they were doing, they stop doing it for a while and they'll start engaging themselves in that particular advertisement. So deviate them from the mainstream of work, whether professional or personal. So whatever they were doing, right, they keep it aside and they'll start getting engaged into that advertisement. Why? Because it sounded quite attractive and tempting. It's very difficult for people to escape, to get away from these kind of temptation, and especially if this festive season is going on, when they're like people are busy in celebrating Diwali. So Diwali means a lot of advertisement and you can't focus on your work. Okay, so what happens, it hinders, so hindering their personal growth. Hindering means obstructing, okay, putting barriers into their growth. Why? Because they were not focusing on their work, they started focusing on these advertisements. So it's a general happening with everybody. The next is viewers. Like instead of people, we can talk about viewers. So people, they get trapped into rat race. Rat race means blind race. What other people are doing, I should also do the same. Okay, and rat race of what? Of buying for the sake of high status. And these advertisements also, they are presented in that way, they are endorsed by celebrities in that way, that if I have this product with me, if I'll be having this gadget with me, means I'll be a part of high society, I'll be one of that elite peoples or elite people all around. Okay, so just in order to maintain the status, people purchase the product which are of no use for them. Fine, so these all are the negative impact that people are facing, but yes, we cannot deny or we need to admit that it has positives also. So what are the positive impact of it? The very first is it makes people's life comfortable. Why? Like how people become comfortable after watching these advertisements and all? Because they get to know about even any useful or fruitful products available to fix some of their problems. So whenever we come across any kind of problem in our day-to-day life, sometimes the solutions are available but we are not aware of it. Okay, this problem can be fixed by using this particular gadget, tool or item. But when we come across by watching the advertisements, okay, so we feel heavenly, we feel at ease, we feel extremely delighted and cheerful. Why? Though that was a very minor, very tiny problem, but that tiny problem was frustrating and irritating for me. But when I used any of the product that I came across after watching this advertisement, it might have changed my life. The second is it improves economy. So when people demand products and manufacturers supply them, so when people are purchasing more and more product, obviously, so it's all that we will be paying GST also, taxes and all, and these taxes will be going to government. So in that way it boosts the economy of that particular state or country. So the third is it offers employment opportunities. When we talk about advertisements, we are encircled by advertisement. So if people are encircled by advertisement, means there are plethora of people, there are host of people who are involved in these kind of business sectors. So they are working somewhere, they are employed, that is why they are working, and we'll see all advertisement around us. So obviously a lot of people are employed, so there are numerous employment opportunities, or there are multifarious employment opportunities which are being offered by these advertisements, then yes, it's a kind of stress buster also. When we purchase the item, it's a particular, that it triggers that happy hormones in the mind, in the brain. So it is a kind of stress buster for today's people. Then these advertisements, they are entertaining also, because most of the advertisements these are telecasted these days, they have some kind of, that funny incidents in your mind, so that you can relate, or you might feel like it trigger laughter momentarily. So you feel happy and delighted for a moment, and that's good enough in this fast paced life. Okay, so in conclusion, what would I say? That yes, okay, we cannot deny on the negative side of it, but yes, people should go for the sagacious approach. People should always have a second thought before blindly, purchasing any item. So if people are wise, if people have this sagacious approach to follow, obviously no negative impact would be flourished, or would be, that would be popular, or would be having on us. Okay, so I hope this topic is clear to you. So just, if you have not liked our videos, if you have not subscribed our channel, do subscribe our channel now, so you can get update of all the latest videos and all the latest writing topics for your IELTS. Okay, so keep learning with me. All the best.